What it do, what it is.
What it
Trizzy
do?
the Rapper bringing it to you with the boy Foxhound. We are here to talk to you, the community members, and I'm here to get some info so that the lore can be known by the people because a lot of people they don't know who the man the Trizzy the Rapper is, and a lot of
I
people
don't
don't
know.
know a lot of the big members that are our regulars in our community competitions, and I want to really humanize everybody. I really want everybody to see people. It's not just you're not just an Ana player, you're not just a Jin player, you're not just that delayed hop kicker that goes out there.
Hey, that might not be
And
true. I might just be a delayed hop kicker, bro. I don't know. No.
but
I'm joking. I'm
there's
joking.
more to you. There's more to you, and I want to show the people that, and I want to give you the opportunity to show the people that. So tell the people, Trizzy the Rapper, who
Yes,
are you?
indeed.
Introduce yourself. Tell us the scene that you rep and the squad. Tell us
Okay.
all about yourself.
Okay. So first of all, who is Trizzy the Rapper? Just like King J doesn't know. Crazy enough, it's a story for that too. But I came up in the scene in Maryland, and as far as Maryland goes, we have people like Victim of Ritual, Seiko, people like them. So I really like played against them and got really good at the game, and I was trying to beat them the whole time, and that's what really motivated me to get good. Um, but as far as the scene, I was at Xanadu, that's VG Boot Camp, and that's like the biggest Smash place in the world. But it has nothing to do with Smash because we play Tekken out here. So I met Wami and I met Vega. I don't know if you know who Vega is or
Yeah.
Jeesh Meeps Josh. That's my sponsor. So that's important because when I met Wami, I was hanging out with the group, Vega, Wami, and Josh, and just randomly one day I asked like if I could get sponsored because he was just starting up like a gaming group for NASA 8, you know. Um but yeah, did I give enough information? I don't know what else you asked. I'm sorry, bro. I forgot.
Well, the people don't know where does you say who is Trizzy the Rapper? Where do you get your name from, Trizzy?
Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? I literally like a year before I started playing in the FTC and like competitive stuff, I broke up with my ex, right? And there's a story about that because I really wanted to make a diss track on my ex. and then, and then needless to say, it never happened. Thank God.
Oh,
I just
whack.
wanted to get away from toxicity, you know what I'm saying? But I continued on with music and that really like got my mind straight. So 6 months later, Lil Majin wins Evo. I want to play some competitive Tekken. It was super hype. And I went over to Xanadu, I said what's up, and I was thinking, why not I just make my name something unique? Like something like people will remember. But at the same time, I kind of want them to know I'm into music. So I said, I'm about to steal right off of Chance the Rapper and put Trizzy the Rapper.
Oh
I'm
my
about to steal
gosh.
right off of, bro. You already know. But
That's that it almost makes it like worse to know that you're just like, yeah, it was basically Chance the Rapper, but you didn't even
I'm
you didn't
sorry,
even tell the
bro.
homies that it's from your real name, right?
Nobody
Dontre.
nobody knows it's off of Chance the Rapper, so we're all good.
You're right. I had no I didn't make the connection at all.
Yeah, bro. So now y'all know. Now y'all know.
Word. All right. So tell us about why you play your main characters. Who are your main characters, first of all? I think that I know who your main characters are, but they may not be what you consider
Mhm,
your main characters are. People that play certain characters in tournament, they're not
mhm.
necessarily those people's main characters sometimes. They're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I play this character in tournament. But what I really love is Panda or something like that.
I feel like you're trying to make me promote Yoshimitsu because I love him so much.
I do remember
I,
you
I feel
playing him just a little
like
bit. I
yo,
remember
look,
seeing it, but that's not what my question was about. There was no
I
bias in this commentary this evening in this interview. I'm just wondering what it is that
Uh-huh,
you
uh-huh.
find to be your character that you mesh with the most and why.
Yeah, that makes sense. So look, I'll say this right now, Tekken 7 is actually my first fighting game. So for me personally, I don't really like. I didn't even know what high tiers, top tiers, low tiers, button commands, quarter circle forwards, all that stuff. I just picked a character. I saw a boxer on the screen. I really like Ippo, Hajime no Ippo. So I picked Steve at first. Didn't work out for me because
Mm,
I wasn't really getting that good. I'm not gonna lie. So I switched to Brian. But then one day I got destroyed by a Jin player, right? I was like, yo, Jin is so dope, bruh. He can literally do anything. As you know, everybody says. We still say that to this day. So I had to pick up Jin. Jin, I played him for a good like 3 years before I played competitive. And then I still stuck with him. But after COVID, I took a year break from Tekken and
hmm
I came over to Anna because bro, I'm telling you right now, I have lost so many games to Anna. I think I've lost like 5 grand finals in a row to Anna. 5 different Annas too. Meaning, Ghost Dive, Wami, Pink Diamond, and somebody else I completely forgot. But I lost all of them. And then after COVID, I was like, yo, why don't I just pick a character that's just like brain dead? Why don't I just pick Anna? So I did.
You feel like Anna's brain dead?
Yes. Like she's so broken. I feel like she's so broken. It's actually insane. Cause she's like the best first to two character in the game. So if you wanna get through tournaments, then you just play Anna. You know what I mean? That's just really how it like in a long set, she's a lot worse because they can pick up on your tendencies. But as far as the first to two goes, like you want to get through tournaments, like Anna's just there. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
So
do. I play Quizzy all the time, and bro, and I watch him get through those tournaments, and it's like, whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
bro.
daddy, yeah, you're right.
Matches be real fast against her. It'd be real fast, bro. But pause. But well, no pause. But um, I switched over to Anna, and then somebody told me randomly, just one of these random days, bro, your gen is nice. Imagine yourself right now winning a tournament with Anna. Do you feel good about that? And from that day on, I literally just never play Anna again, and I just switched over to Jen. I literally have to believe in my main. But then Yoshi, okay, look, so Yoshi's an exception because Yoshimitsu, I feel like Yoshimitsu's tools are literally meant for me. And the fact that he's the most fun in the game. Like you can't have any more fun with any other character in the entire game. So it
Facts,
just fits so perfectly.
facts. Trizzy the
If
Faxer.
so if Jin wasn't my main, then I'd probably play Yoshimitsu or the best character in the game, Lydia, you know. But definitely Yoshi. I definitely try out Yoshi before I try out like any other character. So you know.
Word. Yeah. No, you already know. No, no ifs, ands, or buts about that here. You are completely on the same trip with me, dog.
got you. Yoshi players unite. You know what I'm saying? I got I
Manja
got too
Squad.
many of them in my chat now because I started playing Yoshi. So you
And it's a
know,
good squad too. Like there's not that many toxic Yoshi players, dog. Like
yeah,
like a lot of
yeah.
people like if
It's,
you were going to play Yoshi, you
mhm.
really have to be okay with losing games
Yeah, and
for
like
your
learning, just
decisions.
losing and learning.
Yeah, but like
Just-
a lot of people will play the game and they just can't deal with losing, and like Yoshimitsu is just straight up hard to win with a lot
yeah,
of times because
yeah.
a lot of things are can be needing to have hard reads if you don't have really solid play,
I could
and
agree on
it's
that.
like people just like the toxic people they're just not going to be able to stick it out with the character enough. They're just not going to be able to do it.
Yoshi's like one of those characters where you have all the tools, but they're all literally like hard reads. So he's still super difficult to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, trust me, I know. Been doing it for 2 years, and it gets easier, but it also at the same time gets harder. I don't know how, you get those
I don't know,
obstacles.
bro. I don't know either.
So you talked about how you come up was, how you went through Xanadu,
Yep.
and did, did you end up having a rivalry with you said you had Victim of Ritual on your sites for a while.
Oh yeah.
Have you had some good run-ins, some good results versus Victim in bracket? Because that man is
Ooh.
Jacob is a
Yo,
stone cold assassin.
yo, I actually have, but it wasn't against his Nina. That's the character I wanted to play. It was when he started playing Zafina and he started like saying, "I'm gonna switch over to Zafina. I'm gonna switch over." I beat I beat Victim in like winners finals one day, like 3-1. It was the hypest match of all time, bro. Like I literally just like popped off. My brain got activated. I had the perfect stage on because I lost the first game. Then I put on Twilight Conflict. It's got the best music. And then I just turned up on him.
Hmm.
But then sadly to say I lost to him in grand finals. It was like a 6-0, but that's besides the point.
I
We
feel
don't
you.
need to go over
Bro,
that.
I've been there, son. I'd be like, oh man, I'm in Winterside Grand Finals, baby, let's go. And then I get 6-0, and I'm
Yo.
like, damn, I'm finna
Yo,
where
yo.
the henny at, dog? Like, I gotta drown this.
Yeah, I need some of that too, bro. That's how I felt. But yes, yeah. You was about to say rivals, right? Like any rivals as Xanadu?
Yeah. If there are any, so first of all, like that rivals, I guess is maybe not the right word, but like this goes into one of my planned questions, but like when you
Hmm.
were coming up in Xanadu, is there somebody that you came up with that like really helped you bounce ideas off of, like a training partner? Because I have this idea that a lot of people have like hidden homies that really are the ones that those are the
That
goats
helped them out.
out there.
Yeah, both.
Like Jimmy J Tran has Bronson to
Yeah,
to
bro.
to bounce off of and stuff like that. And I gotta believe that you guys are able to get so good based off of having a sounding board, somebody to bounce ideas off of and be able to get you your bad habits and just say, bro, stop doing that. And do you
Yeah,
have
that makes
somebody
sense.
like that, or did you have somebody like that?
Yeah, it's definitely Wami, NASA 8 Wami, and NASA 8 Halo. Those two like really helped me out. Like we played a lot of games overnight, a lot of games, bro, until like 5 a.m. in the morning. Like we just get our games in. And then afterwards, we're just like, yo, you play like this, you play like that, maybe you try this, stuff like that all the time. Even though, they might not understand we might not understand each other's character struggles, like we can still tell them like what they did wrong in a match. We just played them and all that. So we really bounced off each other. Um, but then there's also Yoj, not Yoj, definitely not Yoj. I meant to say Yada. Yada, he is like if I had to say who I thought was potentially the best player I've ever played against, it had to be Yada. NG underscore Yada. He showed me like there's so much more to the game and there's so much more I could do. Like he just literally plays however he wants with any character that he wants. And he's really good. Like he's really, really good. So like sometimes I'll just ask him like, yo, like what do you think I should be doing? Yada yada. And then he'll just give me some general advice, like easy to understand. That's something like that's something that's pretty important when giving advice. I feel like
Oh yeah.
it's gotta be easy to understand as well. If it's too complex, then just goes right over my head. I feel like
Trust
that's
me. I
anybody,
mean,
right?
I got a master's degree in education, dog. I totally get it. Like, if if you got to spend more than 3 minutes telling me what I did wrong, it's probably not gonna go through. Like, I've had people play me for like
Mm.
30 minutes or like 30 games, not say a word, and then they're done playing me, and they're like, "So did you see what I did there? Did you
Bro,
see what
no
that was?"
way,
I'll be
no
like,
way, bro.
no, I did
No
not.
way, bro.
Maybe if you brought it up
Bruh,
while we was playing the game, like, or say exactly what it is. Give me concrete examples. But yeah, it's very important that you have somebody that can put it into those concise words that make sense for you, and the words that will make sense for you may not make sense for
Exactly.
somebody else either. So
Exactly,
you
bro.
got to find
Exactly.
that person that works for you. um yeah, I find that to be really important, and I think it's great that I have a training partner. And I think it's really cool that you have teammates that are actually teammates. Like a lot of
Yes,
times,
bro.
I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of these organizations, you hear people getting sponsored by the organizations, but you don't know if those people are really like together
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
organization.
yeah.
Like just because
Sometimes they're not.
this person's also giving me money, just like they giving you money, doesn't mean that we're teammates or training partners. But it's really dope to hear that about the NASA 8 squad, that they're like really tight and you guys really make sure to build each other up like that.
Yeah, we're super tight, bro.
Love that.
Pause.
Love that.
I'm
I love that.
sorry, bro.
Nah, bro. I love that. Um, you're I'm having so much fun having this conversation though. Like I've been doing these interviews for the past few days, and I don't know how long
It's
I'm gonna
because I'm
do
a
them, how
Yoshi
many
player,
times
bro.
I'm gonna do them, but every time I do it, I'm just like, man, this is it. This is what it's about right here. It's about sharing the experiences and relating and learning about each other. Like this is what it's all about. It ain't about pressing the buttons. It's about being able to talk about the mindset and our homies in the community and the struggles and overcoming the struggles.
Hey, bro.
Speaking of which, if I may, uh, is
Mhm.
there something that you had to overcome to be able to get to where you are? Because I feel like everybody has that one mental block. Like
Ooh,
for me, I have
ooh.
this thing where I can't pick up the game sometimes, dog, because I'm just so afraid of the tilt. I'm just so afraid of, even in offline situations sometimes, where I'm like, much less, I'm not gonna like nerd rage out on somebody or anything like that offline or
Mhm.
something, but I'm like, you know, I don't want to have the salt, and I don't want to get down on the salt because I know that um I'm susceptible to that. And so that stops me from playing the game as much as I do. I like the lab more than I do anything else because it's fun to just do the calculus of the game.
Yeah.
So that's my obstacle, but I wonder if there's that something similar that you had an obstacle that you had to overcome at some point, and how you overcame it, because clearly you are a competitor, someone to be reckoned with. We see you in top eights all the time, baby.
Yeah, bro. So for me personally, I have had a lot of plateaus. The first biggest one was that I didn't have a PC when I first started out competitive, and I also didn't have PS4 online because my connection was terrible. So I literally played in tournament on Thursdays, went home, and then for a whole week I just sat in the lab just the whole time. That was a big obstacle because there were some killers there like Ludovic that I had to really beat, but we got through that. The plateaus I think are really important, but the ones that happened to me personally was I so I never really thought about a game plan, a true game plan against how to beat people like in tournaments or just like in casuals and stuff. Like how does Jin get damage, but how do people stop you from getting damage? You know what I mean? So there was one day when I played FDX and he was doing it was like the 2-2 day, the you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, I know it. I know it. The two 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 two
2022.
two. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro. He was only using twos that day. And the games was like it was like 7-5 and he won. I'm like, bro, there's no way I just lost to him, bro. I was like so pissed. And
I
it
was
just
in the
clicked.
chat for that too. I remember
Yeah,
watching
I
that.
was I was pissed for like a few seconds, but then it clicked to me. I was like, if it was knee, he would figure something out. If it was knee, he would like he would just destroy him. And it made me really like think how big of a gap it is between me and somebody like me or like one of the top players, you know? So then I really got into the game. I was looking at gameplay of Knee and figuring out how much more buttons he presses during matches. I think the difference between me and him at the time was how much I didn't try. Every time I felt like I was pressured, I just didn't try. You should always be trying in a match. You know what I mean? There's always something you can try, and even if it's the wrong decision, like you have to make one. Because if you don't try anything, then you just lose without trying a decision,
Hmm.
which is bad. So, um, that really opened my eyes, and it made me really realize how people are not getting beat by me and how I'm not beating them. So when you go into a match against Jin, people turtle up. Like at least for the first 3 rounds, they turtle up like super hard. So that's something that you have to deal with as Jin. Um, before you can start getting them to press buttons. Once they start losing, they're like, okay, I'm gonna just press a lot of buttons. Or when they start winning, they'll just press a lot too. So
It's like that with
you know,
Yoshi Heavy too.
yeah,
Like
Yossi too. It's the same exact way. As soon as you get into a match, they just turtle up, and then they might just start pressing after a while. So you know, but that plateau wasn't that bad because I I just realized that there's just a big gap. I can't really be mad because I didn't really go into the research of how to do things. So I just really got into the game, try to prepare for Combo Breaker. I would like to say I'm good right now, but I still go into tournaments and I still get 50-50 to death. So I don't know how they do it. I just don't know how they do it sometimes.
bro, I find it hard to believe that there aren't as many high level Ana players myself, dog. Where it's like I was watching
Yeah.
what was it, like FDX doing EU ICFC the other day, and
Hmm.
he got beat by an Ana player, and it's like, dang, yeah, no, I should have known that they were gonna do that. But like, you just like you were talking about, like you can't know. You can have
Yeah.
idea of tendencies and stuff like that, but it's
Yeah.
so hard. And just to think that there are people out there that are so consistent that they have gotten over the obstacles of figuring out other people's game plans to the point where they can consistently beat almost anybody. And
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
think
Like Mr.
about,
Taxi.
it's like one of those things, like just what you just said, that's a thing that clicked in your mind. But there's going to be a million things that click in your mind, a million plateaus that you break with those things. And like you just have to be consistent enough to play the game enough and or interact enough and test yourself enough and try enough to be able to get there. And I think part of
Yeah.
these interviews is one of the things that I just want to hear your guys' side of it more, so that I can steal all of your ways to get past these obstacles, and maybe some of the other people that end up listening to these interviews can steal some of these ways, because just like we said earlier, you know, somebody's words could be exactly what they need for them to break past
Yeah,
that
I believe
obstacle.
so too. I believe that like 100% wholeheartedly.
Word, word. All right, let's talk about some of the other players in the scene. There's lots of heavy hitters out there. The big names that are obvious, that are, they're Red Bull sponsored, CLG sponsored. There's lots of,
Wait,
you know, lots of people throwing money at them, but there's also lots of names that they're not sponsored. They're kind of flying under the radar, and I wonder if you have some insider information on somebody that you think is that dude, where it's like, man, there's really not enough attention on this person. Who do you think that is in the North American
so
scene?
when you say not enough attention, that means they have to be like at tournaments too. Like they just can't
Well,
be in the cut. Like you know what I mean?
okay,
Because there's
so
some people. There's some people I know in the cut where they just don't like go out too much
mhm.
at all, and they should be like they would like do really well. But then there's other people who like always go out and they're really underrated. You know what I mean?
So I think I'm guessing. I guess what I'm saying is like somebody that maybe we might know in the scene. Like they enter tournaments, but like they're just not getting clout for it, you know? Like they're not getting notoriety for it, I guess. Like for example, there's a homie out here in Florida who his name's Danny and he's super nice, but he doesn't come out to
Oh,
tournaments. And so like you don't know who Danny is, right? Cuz like
yeah.
if I said Cody, you'd be like, "Oh, snap. Yeah, you know Cody, Prophet Noda.
You're
You
talking
know."
about Doom Danny though, right?
No, I'm not talking about Doom
Oh,
Danny.
never mind,
See?
never mind, never
See?
mind, never
See,
mind.
that's what I'm saying.
I was just
Yeah,
thinking.
Doom Danny's from Michigan, Detroit area, I want to
Okay.
say. Yeah. But see, that's what I'm talking about. Is like, yeah, somebody that maybe the listeners might know, somebody that's kind of flying under the radar, or maybe they're not really flying under the radar, but you're like, man, still this person doesn't get enough positivity towards them.
I would definitely say, dang, I'm thinking of more people that we just that don't really go out too much. Okay, the only person I can think about is literally kind of sort of dude with the hoodie. I see he randomly does like really well, and he did not do well at all before. It's so funny. Like I don't even like talk to him like that as much, like at all, or like I don't really play with him at all. But it's just I just like noticed, like it's just one of those things where it's like, dang, this player really, he's really doing well. He beat Fear of Silence. He beat this, that, and the third. I think he
Joey
beat Emily.
Fury, he's got a
Oh,
couple of
Joey
sets.
Fury too. Yeah,
He's got
I
a
thought he.
couple of sets on Joey Fury. He
I
beat
thought he.
Emily in a
Yeah,
set.
Emily too, bro. I was like, yo, this guy is he's getting somewhere, bro. And he's underrated. People really don't know him, but I know you. I know you, bro.
Well,
Oh,
he's a local. He's a Florida dude. Actually, he's from the
mhm,
Tampa area. And funny enough, I just got done doing an interview with him a couple of days ago. And yeah, I love his play style, and he's been grinding so much. Like for the last like even when Shy Tech was happening, he
mhm.
was grinding online tournaments. Like he's just been grinding so good, and that's he's gonna feel real special to hear you say that. I'm gonna let you know, dog, because he wants to be known, dog. He wants to be
Uh-huh.
known as the Yoshi, like the I musician of America, dog. Like he really wants people to
I
know
got
he's
you.
that dude, and he wants people to know that number one, he's good, but he really enjoys the fact that he knows that people like watching him play. Because that dude, he's probably
Yeah.
like the most fun person to watch play. Like period, dog.
Yeah. There's actually two more players I just thought of while you
Word, let him out.
saying that. Dastry, I don't know if you know who that is.
Oh, I know Daystreet. She's she's
Oh,
she's
Dastry.
uh
I always
local to
say it
Central
wrong,
Florida as well. She's a number one down player, son. She talks
bro.
about how trash she is all the time, and I'm
Bro.
like, girl, how is that possible? You're constantly playing in grand finals in our monthlies, playing against
Bro.
obscure. You get close all the time. Like, I just cannot deal with all this downplaying you got,
It's
girl.
it's it's crazy, bro. Like she really took me by surprise. Jin's 1 plus 2 is -14. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, I
she
know it.
launched that every single time I tried that. And then I talked to her and she literally said, I didn't even know that was punishable. I'm like, bro, what?
She's a
What?
liar, bro. She's a
What?
liar, bro.
Every
She's
time?
been for like weeks before the event. She was like, "Yo, May May, the gym player we have here, May May, you got to get some games with me so I can get ready to play Jin versus Jin in bracket, bro." She's such a liar. Like, bro, there's no way you don't hit that neutral three button on purpose. There's no way you accidentally hit that button, dog.
It's crazy, bro. I actually, you know what, bro? I forgot the other player that I was thinking about. I forgot the
That's
other
okay.
one.
It's a conspiracy to have you shout out my Central Florida homies.
Oh man, yeah, they're all from Florida. That's actually the craziest part. They're all from Florida.
Word.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy that you said that, bro. So, do you do anything before tournaments to kind of get yourself in the mindset? You got like a hand exercise regiment. You got like a
Hmm.
special brand of cocoa butter you use on the back of your knuckles or something like that?
As far as
Something like
online,
a meditation or a mindset that you use? I like to hear what people do to get ready for tournaments.
hmm so like online tourneys, I definitely just play random matches against anybody. Especially if I'm on stream, because it's more entertaining that way. But as far as offline tourneys go, I have to really be careful because I'm playing a Mishima. So I have to figure out which days are my off days and like how to stop myself from being on an off day.
What do you mean by that?
I
Like
like,
when you're feeling off, like you're just not
bro,
feeling the crouch
bro.
dash motions or something like that?
On an off day, I misinput my moves. I can't dash up on my combos, so I miss them all the time. I can't react to whiffs, so I'm always slow on a whiff. And then it goes from Jin being like a high tier to a low tier just from not reacting. My electrics don't come out either, so I get whiff punished for doing a down jab. They just like hop kick, but the electric would have worked. You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
So what I do is I at the very least make sure my inputs are good, and I try out Jin's forward four combo, like without the stance. So if I can do that every time, like consistently, which I can do all the time consistently on my good days, just not on my off days. On my off
Mhm.
days, I literally never hit that combo. So I just keep practicing that over and over and over, and it really does help. So it's really good to know like what factors are always consistent on your off days and change those, and then everything else just falls into place. At
Bro,
least
that
that's how
makes a lot of sense. When I remember I went to Red Bull Conquest in 2019. It was like the last offline event that we even had, and Cody was sitting there on a setup, and man, this dude, what was he doing? Counter hit down forward two electric,
Oh,
counter hit down forward two electric, just sitting
you
there.
already know, bro. You already
It's
know.
it's really interesting to hear you say that because it's like you're saying like your off days, and it's like in my head, I'm like, oh, my off days, I'm just bad at the game. But you're like, in my off days, I get bad execution and I'm not as sharp. So what I do is I work on my execution. I work out. You're basically saying
Yeah,
you warm yourself up to get that better execution and to get sharper for those off days.
yeah.
It's really interesting to hear you say that like you can basically like prep your brain and prep your muscle
So
memory.
so the thing is, I feel like um, it all really has to do with the execution and like how you move around. So if you can't move around as well, then you have to take extra time to think about how you move, and that slows down your reactions. Everything just falls apart. You know what I'm saying? So um, it's it's more important for you to just just not even have to think about what you usually do, so you can think more about how your opponent's playing. It doesn't matter if I'm playing casuals with somebody that's good, or getting casuals in against a character that I know I'm gonna play against. If as soon as you get into match, you're just like fumbling the bag. You don't know how to whiff punish. You don't even notice they're dashing in your face. Sometimes I don't even notice. Like I'm sitting there trying to move. I'm getting clipped on my backdash, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just not gonna get clipped no more. Now I can't even see them dashing up to me no more. Everything just falls apart. So, there's that.
You trust, so you practice so that you can just trust it when you're
Yeah,
in the moment.
basically, basically. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Don't even have to think about it.
I was hearing somebody talk about how many hours a day that top players play and stuff like that. And it's really interesting how some people will be like, yeah, spend 1 hour a day doing combos. And it's like, 1 hour doing combos? Bruh, I be doing these combos all day, every day in the matches. Why I gotta sit in practice mode and do my combos? And it's like, because the one time you drop it, you gonna be mad.
Yes, yes, bro. That's the worst part of tournament. You drop one combo, that's it. That could be the whole match. Like you're just done. Now you're in losers off of one combo. And it's just that detrimental. It's crazy. off
Yeah.
of like just the smallest things. You could just like not whiff punish sometimes. You could not hold down back on a hell sweep on the exact frame. Like you could do it one frame before. It doesn't matter, bro, because you didn't do it on time. So it doesn't matter if you had to read. You just couldn't do it exactly when you wanted to.
Yeah, no, and bro, I think my number one thing with blocking is, or blocking low rather, is like I be trying to like time that bitch. I'm like, it's gonna hit now, and then I go to try to
Yeah.
do it on time, and then it'd be like hit me. I'm like, bro, I hit the button. It's like, but if you had just held the button, like I'm a big low parry guy too,
Yeah.
so like I have to teach myself to low block,
Mhm.
because Yoshimitsu's while standing punishment is not really that good.
Yeah.
But in certain matchups, you want the low block. Like for example, against Brian, like hatchet kick. If you low block hatchet kick, like
Mm.
they're close enough that you can get a sword sweep if you're cheeky enough. Or if you're in no
Oh,
sword stance, you can actually punish hatchet kick with a flash punish if
yeah,
you're in no sword
bro.
stance.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
like there are situations that are teaching me more my muscle memory of commit to that low. I think Justin or Ling Massacre just posted up a tweet. Doc was like, "Bro, you know how long it takes for you to react to something? If you think that the low is coming, sit there and commit to that low. Like
Yeah.
low
Yeah.
parries have 20 frames of activity, a third of a second. If you hold that down forward input for a third of a second, it will low parry a low if you commit to it.
Yeah.
It's really interesting how like we gotta really train our muscles to not have the indecision that comes in our brains, and train our brains to have the decision of, I'm going to make this decision, and don't if I fuzzy, then I'm saying that it's not me thinking. Like I can't think of what's going to actually happen against this opponent. I don't have an idea of what they're going to do. Like against Marduk tackle, they tell you, I was watching a
Jump back.
video on how to deal with Marduk tackle, and they tell you to just like tap both buttons, and so it makes you
Oh.
go like when you. So
Oh.
it's like literally don't react, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not what you're supposed to do,
Yeah, that
but it's
doesn't
like
sound right to me. I don't know.
it be working though. Like I'm not saying that
Jump?
I do it all the time, but I have attempted it before,
Mm.
and it works. But it's
So
like
like
that's the
so
style that I'm talking about that doesn't work. Like what you really should be doing is thinking about what the opponent's gonna do and making the decision and committing to the decision. Or if it's a reactable thing, if it's really truly reactable, right? Then really focus on that reaction. Really focus in
yeah.
that situation. Like I was watching a lot of Combo Breaker, and I would be like, yo, how are these players who are some of these top players, they're getting these counter hits and then they're not following up with the confirmability after in the situation. And I'm like, bro, you guys are these top talents. You're supposed to know. Like for example, when you hit Jin forward 4, your
Mm.
eyes, they should be glued to that screen and waiting for that zoom in or something like that, because you got to be ready for whatever happens. You got to be ready
No,
for it.
it's just the reaction's just not there. You think that they block it, and then they're on the ground, and you're like, oh, I didn't know. That was crazy. Whoa, scared the mess out of me.
Everybody gets one, eh?
What's up? It's my little nephew right here. Can you say hi?
Rizzy the unkie.
Oh, yeah, but like things like what should we call it? Things like Martic tackle, you can actually break the judge frame with one or two, and then the regular break is 1+2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
I was talking about the when you're actually in the mount. like when you're already down on the ground.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're
And
talking
what
about.
like
Yeah.
when you hit 1 and 2, like,
Mhm.
when you're on the ground, he hits 1, and then your character will do this, and the 2 heal, your character will do this. But if you mash both of the buttons, your character just like spazzes out, and they're like, "Ah, ah, 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 ah."
I know what you're talking
So
about. Yeah.
it's
I know what
like
you're talking about.
I don't know what it is that makes it like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, it gives it to you sometimes, but I'll be thankful for it. Like, but that's the thing is like if
Mhm.
you are really playing the game, you're either reacting to it or you are doing you're doing some thinking on what you think the opponent is gonna do, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what got us on this track anymore. Now I'm just in that mindset. But you were just like, you're like, oh man, I didn't low block this or something like that, and just like that muscle memory kind of mindset is really important because you need to be able to trust the things that you know when you're
Oh yeah,
playing.
most definitely. Most definitely.
All right. Fun question. If
Oh,
you
we're done
could
with all
delete,
the regular questions?
well, I mean these were all fun, obviously,
Okay, okay.
right? But
They were
this
definitely
one,
fun.
feel free to be as blunt as you want. Uh,
Okay.
if you could delete one character, which one would it be and why?
Oof. Ooh, okay. So here's the problem. You said one. I'm trying to delete the whole cast except for Jin. But if I had to choose one, it'd definitely be Master Raven. Definitely Master Raven. That character makes no sense to me. It actually makes zero sense because so she got a lot of buffs, so she's really good right now. But I think that she's not supposed to be that good because her tools. She has 5 mid launchers that put you in a mix up on block. I don't know how like anybody that's ever thought of that statement by itself, 5 launchers and they all put you in a mix up. Like you're getting mixed. They're all normal hit launchers. I don't know how that even makes sense to me. At least with characters like Anna, she's a 50-50 character. You already know what's the deal, You know how to you can sidestep her, you can counter hit her. Master Raven, she's always in the air. She has a normal hit launcher and she's in the air for 3 of those moves. So you can't even counter hit her, nothing. Whiff punishing her is just not possible either. Like it just doesn't happen.
She just parry you. When you think you
Yeah,
got the whiff
as
punish,
well
she
as
just
parry.
parry you.
Yeah, if she's in back turn, she has so many options. Like she's a better character in back turn. So it's like, wow, okay. Like characters with like DLC characters, like who's good right now? Lydia. Like at least with Lydia, you can like formulate a game plan. You're like, okay, she doesn't really have counter hit launchers, so you can really go in on her with better buttons. All she has is hop kick, so whatever launch she gets is like a hard read.
Hmm.
Master Raven just throws out anything, bro. Just anything, and then you just get launched, and you're like, well, if I blocked that, I was in a mix up, so I don't even know how you're supposed to win. You know what I mean?
I
She
do.
got
Trust me,
she
I
has
do. Master Raven gives me problems too, homie. I'm like, man, this character would be dope if it wasn't so like I would play this character if I didn't know that it would take me down a rabbit hole that would take me forever to be able to get it.
yeah. Yeah.
But like, yeah, like and that character, Master Raven, she's always been strong in Tekken 7 because
Mhm.
uh, the first Tekken God or Tekken God Prime, I can't remember which one it was Go Attack, the
Oh,
Korean Master Raven player in the
okay.
arcades.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like she's always been somewhat decent, but like she was hard to use. You know what I mean? Now she has
yeah,
like brain dead tools. Okay, so her down forward 4 normal hit launches you if you crouch. She has down forward 2 if you walk up on her, that also launches you. They both put you in a mix on block. Then she has up forward 3+4. She like spins and then kicks down. That's also a normal hit launcher. The mid low.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The low is also a launcher, so you better pray that you get your punish correctly.
Hmm.
And it's just like 3-4, the one where she back flips and then goes in the haze, she like disappears. That's also a launcher. Puts you in a mix on block. Like, bro, I just don't understand. Why do they
Yeah.
have that character in the game?
Bro,
Like,
I recently found out that Jack's Down Forward 2 has like extensions to it. I know you know that because you play Halo,
oh
and
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, why? Why does he need that? Why does he need something like that?
Extensions of
But
that.
you talk about Raven has even more of those things, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
and they put
except
you in
hers are
mixes that
actually
are like way worse.
real. So like with Jack's down forward 2, if you use a 12 frame high, you'll just like stuff that out. Stuff the extension from his down
Hmm.
forward 2. So there's options for that.
Right,
There's option selects, I meant to say.
right.
You know. Oh, he wants to get down. Uh, yeah, he was sweating, bro. It's like 90 degrees. Not gonna
I,
lie.
I believe you,
Cold in the
fam. You already know.
but yeah, bro. So it have to be Master Raven, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense because it's not like Yoshimitsu where it's like, oh yeah, I gotta learn a bunch of shit about Yoshimitsu to do things up to him, but like nobody plays that character, and people that do play that character are like, a lot of them are not grinding it enough with the character to be like actually tournament viable with the character.
Yeah.
Whereas Raven, it's like, damn, this character mad good, and I gotta go to college to be able to figure out what I'm supposed to do against her, bro.
I just feel like every other character in the game, all 51 other characters in the game, they all have good counterplay, even top row. Even top row, bro. I've been saying this since day one. Kunimitsu is free. If I see a Kuni in a tournament, she's free, dog. Every time. I don't care who it is. People have been saying Fab, Will, and Speed Kicks, bro. I'll free them up every time.
Bro, I mean, people be saying Fab Will and Speed Kicks. I hear that. Speed Kicks had one tournament where he played Cooney. Not saying that he don't play ranked or nothing like that, but like
Mm,
these are players that are fantastic. These aren't
yeah,
these aren't Cooney players that are fantastic, right? These are
yeah.
those same people that you were talking like you were talking earlier. Like, yeah, man, it seems like X person can pick up anybody and they're gonna do well with them, right? But like
Hmm.
you're saying that it don't matter. It's because Cooney is what about Cooney do you think you figured out, my dude? What's the secret?
So
Okay,
generally,
maybe you don't want to give the secret.
no. Okay, so I've been meaning to do like an anti Cooney guide on Twitter. I just don't know
Please,
if people really. You said please.
please get this character, get these people that play this character to stop doing the same old Oki mix up at the wall all the
Yeah.
time. Oh my gosh. If I see one more person tech roll at the wall and eat that stupid extra launch, I'm just like, I'm gonna lose it, bro.
So
It's
so for me
ugh.
so for me personally, I play all the time in tournament. I'm not a ranked player. Like I said, I didn't have like PC for the longest time. My PS4 online was just not there. So I'm like almost strictly a tournament player. I really get into how to get into a game plan against a character, and everything in my matches are like low key calculated. Like everything is calculated. So for Kunimitsu, she has there's a lot of ways that you can just let her kill herself before she figures out she has to play solid to beat you. So her sidestep 4, right, is an extremely slow move. This is an example, really good one. And her sidestep 2 is extremely fast, right? So all you have to do as soon as she sidesteps, you backdash low block. If you backdash, you block the mid. If you low block, you block the low. She killed herself, rounds over. Simple as that. And she doesn't even know if you actually just know how to block that correctly or not. So she'll try it again. Next round, over. Simple as that, you know? That's just an example. She has so many other things that you can use for her to kill herself before she figures out, oh, I just can't use gimmicks. Or I'm gonna kill myself every time, you know?
Not to
I
mention you
play
got
I
Jin. You got Jin, you
Yeah.
got that parry
No. I
capability.
played I could play with Yoshi. I could play with any character. Do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I freed up Cooney players with Yoshi, so it's not just a Gen
I
thing.
mean,
Trust me.
Yoshi actually has amazing tools against Kuni, especially if you're in
Oh
no sword stance. If you're in no sword stance, dog, first of all, nobody uses this freaking stance in America, dog. Like people are in. I was surprised to see Jumanji use no sword stance a little bit in Combo Breaker. I was like, what? It's very interesting, like how many people are missing things from their kits, and how many people don't think that they are being really readable. Like you're talking about, like you pay so much attention to the Kunimitsu movement that you see that wide sidestep that they do and go, yeah, man, that's an amount of attention that I feel like I really need.
well,
To
it's it's
those
it's
players that are
very
really
important.
good, they be paying so much attention to the screen, and you be like, damn, I know this dude just fucked me up, and he just downloaded me through the matrix, through that screen.
So here's the thing. If you can't like pay attention to small little movements and stuff and like be able to react to that, I don't think you'll make it as a top player because all of them can do that. Literally all of them. They all play the game a lot and they all play matchups so many times where it's like they can read you based off of your movement. So the one thing that I always say is if you have a player's timing down, you can always beat them. You're always at an advantage if you have their timing. So, for example, if you're playing against a Fang, right? Um, some Fang players might dash up all the way to you and then do down back three. Some Fang players might always just do down back threes tip range. That's something so small that you have to react to in like a quarter of a second. You only have a quarter of a second to react to, but because you can block all of his down back threes and he gets launched every time. Like that small little stuff becomes really important in a tournament setting because then you'll just dominate whoever you play against off of
Yeah,
one small little detail. You know?
that's really interesting. And I've recently had that little epiphany myself. You're just talking about timing. It's like timing is so important. Like I was watching Shadow play in a tournament I was commentating, and I was like, oh man, it's that end of the round situation where he shines so well, and like
Yeah.
he'll be winning off like jabs, and it's like, bro, they could have ducked at any time, they could have,
Yeah. They don't have
blocked.
his timing.
It's the timing, and that I think that's one of his best tools is his spontaneous timing and how hard it is to get a read on this man. And
Yeah.
just hearing you say that, it's like if you have their timing, you could beat anybody. And it's like, yeah, you're right. That must be part of what makes people so consistent at playing the game, or
Yeah.
at winning the game.
Yeah. Basically. Because if you also have timing, it's not really an offensive thing. It's also a defensive thing too. So now you know how to not take damage as well.
Hmm.
You're like, oh, he presses here all the time. Let me not press at these specific moments. Now
Yeah,
you just start winning more automatically. You know?
yeah,
Oh, he always presses here, but it's always like a jab or something. Oh, let me just I don't know, hop kick or use a counter hit launcher. Let's just see if it works every time. I got their timing down. Just might as well just throw it out there. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it doesn't, but you got the reward for it. That's all that matters.
for sure, for sure. I would really enjoy having this conversation with you, Trey. Uh, um, I'm
I
geeking
enjoy it too, bro.
on it. I'm having so much fun having these conversations with the community. It is really helpful, especially when, a lot of times the only time that I interact with the community is I'm streaming a tournament, and
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm doing Twitter or Discord or something like that, and all I'm seeing is text, and it's like it's just not it's not personal. And I missed Combo Breaker, unfortunately. My girl, she
yeah.
got sick, but I'm super glad that I get to have this person to person contact, and I'm hoping to do that with more of the members of our community, and to try to do it more often, to
Okay, bro.
to
Let
be
me
able
let me
to
know who else
shine the
though. Let me
homies.
know who else, bro. I'll be down to watch those interviews.
For sure, dog. It's
Give me
gonna
some
be a
light.
while before we get them out there because I'm trying to do so many, and believe
Mhm.
it or not, I am not a pro at video editing or anything like that. So it's gonna take me a little while, but before I show anything, I'll make sure that I will throw yours at you so you can make sure to approve it. Make sure I did the editing the way that
Mhm.
makes sense or something like
I
that.
mean,
That I don't take
I
you out
can
of
help you out,
context or
bro.
nothing like that. But
I can help you out with the editing. Just make sure I'm
don't
seated
tempt me
high.
with a good time, my dude. You
Make sure
already know.
make sure I'm seated high at your tournaments, dog. Just
You always you come on. I always put you top 15. I feel
oh
like,
yeah, I think
but
you do.
our tournaments they be being stacked, my dude. And
They do
thank
be
you so
sad.
much for joining. I just want to say how important it is that people like you come out and support the community with your participation so much. And if there's one thing that I can say, it's your participation is numero uno.
Appreciate that,
Retweets and
bro.
stuff on the events, like telling the homies, reminding the homies to play. Like it's it's the amount of players and to some extent the caliber of players that really make the events what they are. And the
I feel
more
that.
people that come in and play, the more people are gonna watch and have fun in the audience and all of that. So like
Yeah, I
you as a
definitely tell
player,
as many people as possible like about the tournaments, about yours too. I'll just tell all these other random people. I'm just like, yo, I think you'll do well. So sometimes
I
they join,
appreciate you so
sometimes
much for that, dude. I appreciate you so much because like what we do is to make sure that the community has something great that
yeah.
people are able to be like, yeah, I'm gonna enter this tournament. This is a legit ass tournament. Like I can be playing anybody from any skill level, and it's
And get the experience and the learning and the
exactly
all that stuff, all that stuff.
exactly. Well, thank you so much for giving your time, homie,
No
and
problem,
I
bro.
appreciate it so
Anytime.
much. Any last words before I ask you? I mean, any last shout outs before we sign off out here?
Oh, bruh. Oh my god, bro. Shout outs to my mama, bruh. Bruh, I'm alive because of her. To be honest, like you know what I'm saying. Shout outs to my boy Wami, my boy Halo, Yada. You know what I'm saying. Shout outs to Landon. He does his best. People keep downplaying him for no reason. I don't like that though. But I also don't like him either because he keeps going back and forth with me in tournament. I don't like that, bro.
Hey man, I seen you put him in the losers in Winter Brawl, dog.
Oh yeah,
People don't know about Trizzy the Rapper. I don't know what it is, dog.
yeah.
People just don't be looking at Smash GG. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know, bro. People keep downplaying me. The only person who doesn't downplay me is literally Shadow. I think that's the only person. Like 2 weeks ago, he was like, "Yo, I think you're the best gen in America." I'm like, "Wow, really? Dang, bro, that's a lot coming from
That's
you.
sick,
That's a
bro.
lot, bro." And he did an unblockable on me like a week ago.
Which on which character? Which unblockable?
I was he was playing Zafina. It's a clip on my Twitter.
Okay, I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, bro. I have a lot of tweets blowing up right now, or at least recently, right before Combo Breaker. So, they're all pretty entertaining. They're all pretty entertaining.
Word, dog. Well, thank you so much again for your time. Hope to get to chat with you and the homies some more, and maybe I will get off my ass and ask you for some games when I'm done being all in production mode. I got to get ready for CEO myself.
Gotcha, gotcha. I really
Word.
would like to go to CEO. I just don't have the money for it. That's pretty
Yeah,
much it.
I think what it is like so many people wanted to go to so many events this year and then forgot how many events there are, and
Yeah.
travel prices are just
Well,
crazy.
CEO is the first tournament of TWT, so Knee's gonna be there.
That's I mean, he says he wants to, and he also says how expensive it is to get over there.
Oh,
So I really want him to be there. You already know Orlando. That's my hometown, baby. I'm gonna be out there yelling, bikini and everything, dog. So I want as many people to come through as possible. Not only because it's my scene, but I want to see everybody. And
yeah,
I know that money is a problem for a lot of people, especially right now. But even if I don't see you out there, I'm gonna try to be making myself heard and seen as many times as I can long as I can make it out, I'm trying to make it to East
Bro,
Coast
you always make
Throwdown.
it
I'm
out,
trying to
bro.
make
You
it to
always.
Summer Jam. I'm trying to make it to as many things as I can, because on the one hand, yeah, it's me wanting to continue networking and keep people in the community in the know and let people aware that we're trying to build something. But it's the homies, man. I keep coming back to Philly because of the homies. Like, even if I'm like, man, I don't know if I really have the time or the money to roll out. And I'm like, nah, man, I gotta go see Darnell and Joe and all that. Like, they're just this family, man,
Philly's definitely it's welcoming over in Philly. I'll tell you that.
for
It's pretty
sure.
welcoming.
All right, homie.
All right, bro.
Have a good one. Thank you once again for your time. Appreciate you. I'll see you
No problem.
around Fly Tech. Fly
I will
high,
see
homie.
you around, dog. I will see you around.